Accidents can happen anywhere and always when you least expect it. A serious injury often requires extensive medical care, which could leave you unable to work. It can be emotionally and financially draining as you question what exactly to do next. BJM Law helps people put their lives back together by providing one-on-one representation for those suffering personal injuries. Attorney Brian Mongelluzzo joins me now on Connecticut Style. Nice to have you here, Brian.
Thanks, Teresa. Nice to be here.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about personal injuries. Break it down for me. What could you be dealing with?
Well, there's really in our world two types of personal injuries that we deal with. Those that are caused by the negligence of another, for example, a motor vehicle accident, a slip and fall type case, perhaps a dog bite. And then we also deal with injuries in the workplace as well. And that may be due to the own worker's negligence or somebody else's. And those are the types of injuries that our firm deals with.
Sure, and when you have one of these injuries, it's not only a financial burden, it's emotional too.
It is, and that's what we see as really the most important part of every case. We talk to our clients and we'll meet with them one-on-one. We'll give them a team of people to meet with them. But what we talk to them most importantly about is the emotional impact it has on their lives, because lives don't operate in a vacuum. And when an injury happens, it interrupts everything. It could be a soccer mom. It could be somebody that's a stay-home mom. It could be a father that's out of work. It could be a father that's in work. People don't really understand the emotional impact it has on them. And so we guide them through that process.
Very good. So what's the initial, what should you do first? You get injured, what's the phone call? What do you do?
The very first thing you should do is assess the situation and assess your own medical condition. We always tell people, go out and get medical treatment, even if you're not feeling completely and totally injured. By that I mean, people will come and say, my neck hurts a little bit or my back hurts a little bit. And that may go away in several hours or several days. We tell all of our clients or our potential clients, go get competent medical help and see what they tell you to do. We're the lawyers and we will certainly know how to lawyer your case. And I'd say see the doctors because they'll know how to doctor your case.
Right. And how do you determine if you actually do have a case?
Well, that's where we come in, or somebody
Call
like us.
the experts.
Call the experts, and we'll sit and talk with you. And really, from a case perspective, we look at two things. We look at liability, and we look at damages. Liability simply means who's responsible for the accident. So as long as you are not responsible for the accident, more than 50% for the accident, you have a chance to recover under Connecticut law.
Right. So at that point, you do have a case. And
at that point, you do have a case.
You turn it over to your office. How do you handle it?
Well, we have a team approach at my office, and even though I'm the person that you see on television or on billboards, or certainly I will be the person that will pick up the phone. It's usually between 5 and 7 o'clock when I return my calls. But we have a team approach, and you'll meet with 4 people in our office. And what we'll do is we'll explain to you the process, we'll assign those people to you, and then get you through your medical care, monitor the case, talk with the insurance companies, and make sure that everything is taken care of.
And just how important is it to have a relationship with each of your clients?
It's vital. It's
Right.
like the air I breathe, or the air that we breathe at the office. We can take a look at a case, and we don't accept every case that comes into the office for various reasons. Perhaps the responsibility or liability aspect is bad. Perhaps I just don't feel that there's a connection between myself and the client, or between a team member and the client. It's very important for us in our office, in our philosophy, to be able to have that emotional connection. Sure. We're not looking just to help that person on that case, but we're looking to make sure that that person knows they have somebody to come to, somebody that they can trust, somebody that they can send friends or family to.
Right, you have to be able to get along with your attorney, be able to talk to them, right? Explain to me your staff. You have a big staff there, and they all kind of have different jobs and different specialties.
They do. We have 2 other attorneys in the office besides myself, and then we have a staff of about 10 to 15 paralegals, of which 2 people are licensed insurance company adjusters. So we have the same type of training on our side that they do on their side. I also spent about 4.5 to 5 years working for the insurance company, so I have a fairly good idea of how they operate and what we can do to help move your case along. None of that works without the personal connection that we talked about. None of it works without us taking care of the client's emotional needs, and none of it really works unless we're all on the same page.
So you've really dealt with both sides of the cases here.
I have, and it's interesting from both sides. If you told me coming out of law school that I would have been sitting in this chair today, would have never even dreamt that, but it gives me an opportunity and gives my office an opportunity to really touch people's lives. We talk about that all the time in my office, not only touching the lives of the people that we employ, because we take that very seriously, but being able to touch the lives and make an impact in a client's life. It's like Christmas when I get a card or a thank you card. Sometimes we'll get baked goods, but a thank you could be it's emotional food for the soul.
Well, it's rewarding, right? A job well done.
It is a job well done, but it's more than that. When you know that you've impacted somebody, for example, if somebody's been out of work and they can't pay their mortgage, or they're worried about how they're going to pay the college tuition for their children, and you come in and you change that, That's a huge, huge deal, and it really is an amazing feeling.
Absolutely. Well, how do we get a hold of you, Brian?
Well, you can always find us on the web. We're at www.bjmlaw.com. I know that our phone number will be cycling down to the screen shortly.
It's
It may
right
be doing
there.
so right now, and that's how you get a hold of us. As I said earlier, I usually return my calls between 5 and 7, and what I like to do is I'm personally involved in every case. But the biggest thing that I can tell the audience and the people watching is it's the team approach. It's getting everybody to be on the same page and the same philosophy. So much like if you were a fan of a sports team, Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees, you're a fan for a number of years, even when your favorite player leaves the team. Why? Because you understand that team's philosophy and you respect that team's philosophy. We have the same approach at our office.
Makes sense. All right. Well, that information was up on your screen. We'll link it over to our website. Attorney Mongelluzzo, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.